Hello and welcome to today's broadcast. Today we are going to be talking about setting goals and intentions for a new month, and this new month is May. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I have going on for my May intentions and goals. I usually do this on Instagram, but I thought I would go ahead and do it as one of our broadcasts for the month and see if anybody else needs any help or some guidance with setting goals. We'll try to cover that today. And then if you're on my email list, I'm going to be emailing you a little bit of my process and the screensaver and download that I use for making sure that my goals and intentions are in places where I'll see them throughout the month to remind me of what it is I want to accomplish. So welcome if you're joining us, whether you're live or on the rebroadcast. We always welcome you here. My name is Diane. I'm the creator of the online course and community Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman, and we discuss all things related to aging women. More specifically, we talk about intermittent fasting, but I also like to create some mindset shifts and some ways that we can really incorporate a life style that we're creating for ourselves where we can accomplish the things that we want to accomplish, and oftentimes that can be the result of us having a happy lifestyle and all the things that we want for ourselves. So today we're going to talk about goal setting specifically and setting intentions for ourselves, and I'm not going to really go through the breakdown of how to set goals for ourselves, but I'm going to share with you what some of mine are and how that really does help me with my intermittent fasting lifestyle, and it does also help me stay on track with what I say I want to have as far as feasting and how I'm taking care of myself in general. We want to make sure that when we're creating a lifestyle for ourselves, that it is not just about following some sort of diet philosophy or some sort of deprivation mentality, that we really are encompassing all aspects of our life so that all the decisions that we are making will become easier for us, not only just to execute, but also with the mindset and the emotional connection we have with them as well. So I always like to start my month off with some very simple goal setting type of things. The one thing that I really like to coach women on when they're setting up goal setting for themselves is that when you're setting intentions or goals for yourself for a month or a year or any given period in your life, that simple can be just fine. That we don't necessarily have to, solve world peace or end hunger or those kind of things as far as our goal setting. It can be very simple and very, everyday type of action items that we are going to implement in our life just to create new habits and just to create a system in place that will eventually get us to some bigger goals. So my goals for May are very simple. I did them very simply because it is a weird time of this season, I guess, year, life, world, whatever how you want to describe it. And I don't want to create goals for myself that are going to be so big or have so many roadblocks to achieve them that I'm going to be unsuccessful. And right now, with everything that's going on with having to stay at home and limited access to some of the comfort things that I like to have in my everyday life, I'm not setting my goals so big that I have to go outside of what is available to me today or on a daily basis to achieve them. So I'm going to rattle them off really quickly, and then I'm going to share some of the steps that I take to get here. So I have 10 listed, and if you're on my email list, I'm going to be sending this out to you. I put them as a screensaver on my phone, and I also have them posted in my May spread of my passion planner as well. I'm a firm believer in what's in the front of your mind is what you're going to actually accomplish. So I try to make sure that I have all of these things that I'm trying to accomplish set up in places in my life that I will literally trip over them and constantly be reminded of what it is that I want to accomplish. So I have log 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, read one chapter in my book a day, and I'll share with you which book I'm reading, drink 100 to 150 ounces of water daily, eat plant-based 4 times a week, no TV past 10 p.m., take my supplements daily, wash and moisturize my face before bed. I'll explain that one in a second. 20 push-ups and 1-minute plank every day. A minimum of 30 minutes of sweaty movement logged on my app, and a tread workout at 270 plus output. So those are personal to me, but they encompass all aspects of my life. And I know when I do these very basic 10 things in the course of my day, and these do spread out from my morning routine all the way to my nighttime routine, I have a more positive outlook on my day, what I've accomplished, and what I have to look forward to in tomorrow's day. And I have a little skip in my step because I'm accomplishing good things for myself, and that does change my overall mindset and my mind mapping about how I care for me, because when I care for me well, I have the ability to care for others well. So these are not groundbreaking rules or intentions by any means, but they're enough to keep me headed in the right direction, and they're enough to keep me on track with what I know, because I've practiced it in the past, works best for me. So I know, because I track on my app on my watch when I'm sleeping, that I am at my best at about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If you don't know yet, and maybe sleep is one of those things that you want to work on or make a goal for yourself, I highly recommend tracking your sleep in some way, shape, or form. When I sleep less than 7 hours, I can be a little groggy and just not at my best mentally. When I sleep more than 8 hours, I can also be a little groggy and not at my best mentally. So over time, I've just figured out 7 to 8 hours works best for me. I also know that the quality of sleep that I'm getting dictates the day I'm going to have as well. And I also know what I do in the course of my day also will dictate the type of sleep I get. So I have tracked now, and I know that when I have too heavy of a meal at night or too late at night, or I have too many carbohydrates that are not conscious in my feasting window, that I tend to get less deep sleep. So again, tracking your sleep will really open up a lot of information for you about how it is you're handling your day, and what things you're doing in your day are affecting the quality of your next day. So I know that for me, so that's going to be a goal for me, is those 7 to 8 hours, and I'm going to track how much deep sleep I'm getting as well. Because I'm tracking that, I'm going to be more conscious with what I'm doing in the evening time as far as my feasting as well, because I want to be able to make sure that the actions that I'm taking are equaling the result that I'm getting in those 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So this is all processes that you can put on any goal or any intention that you have for yourself. You state what it is that you want, you track the progress that you're making, and then you make adjustments along the way. So the book that I'm currently reading for the month of May is Untamed. It's by Glennon Doyle. It's one of the big popular books that's being shared around the world these days. I'm absolutely loving it. I've already started it, and my goal for my month of May is to read at least one chapter a day in my book. I have it available in my Kindle app, and I have it available as the audio, so there's no excuses as far as me getting my reading in for the day. I will probably read more than one book in the month of May. My third intention for the month of May is to drink 100 to 150 ounces of water. You guys know that's what I teach in all of my online courses, and I share with you all here in this community here. 100 to 150 ounces a day, especially when you're practicing an intermittent fasting lifestyle, is the goal that will allow you to look and feel your best. So I always make that part of my intentions, because if I don't make it an intention, I could easily fall back into not getting enough water and not incorporating it into my habit layering throughout the day. If you're a graduate of my Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, you know I have a system for drinking my water, and if I don't put that system in place, it's a guarantee I won't get my water in. My goal is to eat plant-based 4 times a week. So because the family's here and we're feasting a little bit differently because everyone's home and we're enjoying our feasting time, I have kind of backed away from eating more plant-based, and just because it's inconvenient to get fresh vegetables these days with all the things that we have to go through to get to the grocery store. But I have it as a goal to eat plant-based 4 times a week. What that will do for me is it will stop me in my tracks and make me make sure that I'm actually living up to that goal. And if there's not an option for me to eat plant-based, then there's always the option for me to fast. So I'm going to be very deliberate about that in the month of May, and then evaluate how my body is looking and feeling. No TV past 10 p.m. I have gotten in the habit, because everybody's home and no one really has to go anywhere in the morning at any given time, of just sitting on the couch and watching away my evening and late night. So I am making it a very deliberate intention that at 10 p.m. I am not going to be watching TV. I'm going to put myself to bed, or at least read my book, but do something other than watching TV, and managing my late night time a little bit more effectively. I have been lazy about taking my supplements, and I can feel it. So I'm going to make that an intention for the month of May. Because I practice fasting, I take my supplements in my feasting window, more specifically my D3, and I take a stress B, a complex vitamin as well. So I'm going to make sure that I take those before I go to bed at night. The best way to make sure that I do that is to put those on my bathroom counter, and I have my bottle of water there, and I just take them before I go to bed. Wash and moisturize my face before bed. So this is one of those things that I was on a really good routine with in the winter months, and I got lazy about it in the summer months or the spring months. I do it very deliberately in the winter months because the air here is really dry, and I like to go to bed with a moisturized face. The humidity is moving in here to Texas, and I tend to get a little lazy, but I also know that I wake up in a better mood when I wake up with a fresh face. So if I wear makeup or I don't wear makeup during the day is not going to determine that intention for me. I'm going to make sure that I get that done because I just know that I sleep better and I wake up in a better mood. 20 push-ups and 1 plank, 1 minute of planking. I hate push-ups and I hate planking, but I love the benefits of them. And again, I've just gotten lazy because they weren't really my intentions, or I didn't have them in places that I was going to see. So I'm going to make sure I do that every day. 30 minutes of sweaty movement. That's an easy one for me, but I like to put it on my intentions because I see it and remind myself that I'm taking good care of myself. So it's just a mind trick that I have that one on there. And then I just increased the intensity of my workouts on my treadmill. I bumped it up to 270. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know what that means. But I'm just increasing how hard I'm working out in my workout sessions because I have achieved my goals of my fitness level, and now it's time to get uncomfortable again. And so I'm going to be monitoring that as well. I am just like everyone else. I have to have these goals and intentions in places that will remind me of what I say I want for myself so that I will make them happen, because life gets busy and life gets complicated and life gets in our way, and we will forget to take care of ourselves unless we put these things in place. So I do have them as my screensaver on my phone. I do have them taped into my passion planner, and I will use these as a daily tracking system with the apps that I have available and with some of the resources that I have as well. So like I said, everyone who's on my email list, I will email this template to you so you can fill these in for yourself. You can just take a screenshot of it, and you can just kind of fill in. You can put it on Instagram and kind of fill in your intentions, or you can download it and print it off and you can write them in as well. I'm a huge fan, you guys know, of setting very specific goals and intentions for ourselves because life gets busy. Just like my intention of getting to bed at 10 o'clock at night with no TV, you can plop in front of the TV at the end of the night, and before you know it, your whole evening escapes you and you've got nothing done, and you're staying up way too late, way later than you ever intended to. So putting things on paper, putting a mindset to what it is you say you want for yourself so that you can execute it is the first step in really achieving the things that we want for ourselves. If you're in my midlife mindset shift group, I will be posting and sharing with you all tomorrow that we are going to have our GKI testing week. So I have that on my monthly plan as well. The Monday after Mother's Day, we're going to spend an entire week where I will coach you through getting that GKI ratio lower and how you can go about doing that with some prolonged and extended fasting and some fat-aided fasting as well. So if you're in my midlife mindset shift group and community currently, we will be working on that next week as well. If you're in my intermittent fasting for today's Asian woman course, which just started on Saturday, your goals and intentions for May should really be focusing on what you're learning in class, really dialing in that 20-hour clean fasting window and paying attention to the signs and signals that your body is sending you when you're fasting long and feasting well, so that when you graduate from class, you'll have some clear intentions that you can set for yourself based on the experience that you had in class. So I hope this helps you guys. It's a new month. We should all be thinking about what it is that we want to accomplish in any given month, because before you know it, it's going to be November and December again, and we're going to wonder what the heck happened to the year and what the heck happened to all the things that we wanted to accomplish for ourselves. So take some time. If you're on the email list or you're not on the email list yet, there's a link that you can get yourself signed up with. I will send you this PDF download, and I'll also send you an image that you can put on your phone, and you can start tracking what it is that you say you want to have accomplished for yourself in May as well. I'm going to go ahead and open up the questions and comments if there are any. My Midlife Mindset Shift course students, we are studying goal setting for the month of May. So make sure you're logging into your goal setting course as well. For my repeat students, we talked on Saturday about how I want you to approach it. And I also gave you guys a May goal setting brain dump chart so you can start brain dumping some of the things that you want to accomplish in different categories of your life so you can start setting some clear intentions and goals for yourself as well. So let me see who we have here today and see if I can answer any questions or comments. I'm open to answer questions or comments just about anything that we talk about here in this community. So feel free to shoot them to me. Amy, good to have you with us, girlfriend. And yes, thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. I had probably one of the best birthdays I've had in a very long time. Just turned 54. I feel amazing today at 54 years old and 2 days old. I swear the aging process is getting better with time. So I'm feeling fantastic. We had a great weekend. We chilled out at home, and I spent the day with all the people that are the most important to me, and so I had a super fantastic time. So thank you to everyone who took the time out of your day to wish me a happy birthday. Teresa, I'm listening live while sewing in Flower Mound. Teresa, I can't even imagine how busy you must be. She is the one who sews all of our masks for us, so when we go out in public here in Texas, we have them. She has a great Etsy website, Etsy website. If you guys want to go look her up, she'd be more than willing to make some masks for you. And then Cynthia, 2019 grad, always glad to have our past students with us here as well. Robin, January 2020 grad, hopefully you're setting some goals and intentions for yourself as well. Hello ladies, I'm experiencing major hot flashes and I've totally fallen off the IF keto wagon and lost my weight. Please help. I need to get my mind right. Oh, and I've had more wine than allowed. Okay, girlfriend, you just answered all of your questions. Miss Shasha LaRue, you just solved your own problem with that very last statement. So the wine is the thing. You're allowed to have as much wine as you want to have. There's never a limit. You're the one that's going to decide that for yourself. But you have to make that correlation between what you're doing and how you're looking and feeling. So if you're having more wine than you've allowed for yourself, that's a direct correlation to why it is you're not feeling well, why it is you're having hot flashes. You're probably experiencing a little insomnia. As soon as you cut out that wine, your body will go back to looking and feeling its best. And it will be much easier for you to practice your intermittent fasting and adapt that keto-like lifestyle as well. So get rid of the problem and you will find your solution for sure. Kareen, hello. Eva R, taking intermittent fasting course now, learning a lot as well as learning from your videos. Eva, it's so good to have you with us, and I'm super happy you're in class with us. Debbie, any plant-based cookbooks to recommend? Also books on brain health that are easy to read and understand. Debbie, I don't use cookbooks. I just put food together. If you're a graduate of my Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, I have a whole resource section with recipes. And you know, it's easy to go plant-based. You just eliminate the animal protein. So I can make a full animal protein-based meal for my family and just don't put the animal protein on mine, and it's plant-based. So I think sometimes these fancy titles for things make us feel like it's more than it's supposed to be. Last night for dinner, for an appetizer, we had steamed cauliflower with manchego cheese. Of course, that's not plant-based. That's sheep milk cheese, but it's a cheese that we like. With some sea salt on it. You could skip the cheese and just put sea salt on it. We snacked on that as an appetizer last night for dinner. And then we had my green beans, which is on my feasting guide, with some avocado oil and some everything but the bagel seasoning. We had boiled or steamed broccoli as well with sea salt on it. We had kale that was baked in the oven, and then we had a little piece of filet mignon. You could just skip the filet mignon and you have an amazing plant-based meal right there. So plant-based just means you're eating vegetables. Don't let it be too complicated. Adding some hemp seeds or some pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds and those kind of things can keep it very simple, plant-based as well. And then brain health books. I read Grain Brain.
I put the link in.
You did? Okay, so Micah put the link in for Grain Brain.
No,
That's
for the books.
For the books? Okay. So Micah put the link in for all my nutritional books. I would go there and see if there's a book that you can find for sure. Let's see, where did I stop? Mary, hello, fasting on Wednesdays and started upper and lower body exercises. Thanks for all your great wisdom from your hard work. Oh, Mary, no problem. And congratulations on doing all those nice changes, fasting and upper and lower body exercises. You're going to be looking and feeling your best. Debbie, like these goals, not too complicated and very obtainable. Yeah, you have to make your goals attainable because we need the wins, right? And having them run on a daily basis, it's like making your bed. If you're in my declutter course, you know the first thing we do is start with making our bed every day. As simple as that is, it gives you that win and that feeling of accomplishment, and it makes you excited about your next win. And so if you're having problems feeling motivated about your day and you don't make your bed every day, I highly recommend kicking that in as a daily accomplishment. It is just that thing that's going to make you super motivated to get through the other things you have to do in your life. Robin, practical, attainable goals. Yep, for sure. It's the only way to do it. Corrine, option on chlorella powder. I have no idea. I don't take it, so I don't have any experience with that. Tilney, April 2020 grad, loving her IF. I love hearing that. Thank you for saying happy birthday. Robin, I'm doing well with IFing every day, 20 hours fasting and 22 hours fasting, but hitting the sweets like a fool. What's the best way to reset my mind? Well, I always say if you can't control eating the sweets, eliminate them. So you have to remove them from your life. Sweets in and of themselves aren't, necessarily bad if they're not affecting you in a bad way. So if you're feeling that they're a negative, then you have to eliminate them from your house. The more fat adapted you become, the more psychologically and emotionally easy it is to walk away from those kind of sweets. And then you have to we're doing this in my mindset shift course as well, figure out if you do this, then you're going to have this end result. And if the end result that is not something that you like, you have to stop doing this. And so it comes down to just basic, enough is enough. And you have to realize that whatever it is you're doing is not yielding you the result that you're hoping for. So it comes down to the conversations you're having in your mind. So when those sweets cravings start coming in, you have to pause and ask yourself, how is this going to make me look and feel right after I consume it? And if it's not absolutely freaking amazing, then you have to not consume that thing. So you have to stop yourself in your tracks before you go there. Let's see, Katrina, April 2020 grad. All my new fresh graduates are here. Janine, cut out wine in 2018, never going back. Yeah, that wine is a tough one for women for sure. But once you can kick it and you start feeling the positive results from it, it's one of those things that's easy to stay away from. Tilney, setting my intentions for the day and keeping active is making the fasting so much easier. Yeah, fasting is really a mindset shift and understanding why hungry is no longer a bad thing. And once you make that connection, it's easy peasy. Miss Shasha LaRue, thank you, and you're correct. Checking myself now. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Yeah, keep yourself in check. You're the one that's, going to make those final decisions for yourself. No one is responsible for feeding you except for you. So make sure you're taking ownership of that. Sonia, 2017 graduate, I thank you for joining us today. Debbie, oh yes, I have those recipes from you and I love the green beans. Yeah, so rinse and repeat. I think, just like setting goals and all these other things that we do to ourselves, feasting should be simple. We don't have to have these extravagant recipes and 15-step processes and all that kind of stuff. Just get food in its most natural state. Minimally cook it and season it and you have a feast. And then when you want something super fancy, go to the professionals and dine out. That's what I do. I've taken all the guilt and shame and pressure away from cooking gourmet meals in our home. We just cook nutritional food that tastes well or tastes good. And then when we want to go out for something super fancy, we let the professionals do it and we go out to eat. So take the pressure off for sure and just enjoy food the best way you can. Diane, I'm a frontline worker. I'm a stress eater. So many treats of appreciation offered. Yeah, that's, that always is that thing that we tend to reward people with, which is why so many of us have problems with nutrition, is we tend to reward people that we're grateful for with things that aren't the most nutritious. So you have to give yourself permission to say no thank you Be appreciative of the gesture, but you do not, it's not your responsibility to partake in what someone else chose as something to reward you with. So it's okay to say no thank you and just be grateful that someone thought of you and not have to eat the thing. We call that the little Johnny rule in our house. Cheryl, in your current mindset class, yes you are, girlfriend. I hope you're feeling good today. Views of dawn, do you test your ketones or find it helpful to do so? I teach that in my midlife mindset shift course. We're going to do that next week, the Monday after Mother's Day. I do find it helpful because testing leads to clues. I don't test every day, and my goal is not to be in ketosis every day, but I pick a designated week in a month, and I test, and it leads me to clues as to what I am doing and the chemical reaction that has in my body, and it tells you truths about foods that maybe you're in a little bit of denial about. So I do think they're very powerful for sure. If you're looking for a good testing kit, I have a link in my description box that you can find there, and it comes with a discount. And then Sonia, thank you for the comment on the mindset. I too do well in asking for 20 hours and then hit the sweets after, and I realize it feels like I have to start over tomorrow. Okay, so the breaking your fast with the sweet is the worst way to break your fast. So just have something else in place. One of the things that I used and I'm using still when I was breaking my fast is jalapeno stuffed green olives are the best to break a fast with. They have crunch, they have sweet, they have a little bit of spice to them, and they change the whole chemical makeup and what you're craving in your mouth. So try putting something like that in place. Some olives, an avocado, a swig of coconut oil is always great if you can handle coconut oil, but something other than a sweet, and just retrain your brain to crave something else when it's break fast time. And usually when you're craving sweets that deeply, it's a good sign that you're not fat adaptive yet and you're still in that sugar mode for sure. So work on that fasting and feasting. And then Janine, not sure when I took the class, but have lost 70 pounds. IF, a good way of life. Oh my gosh, Janine, good for you, girlfriend. 70 pounds is amazing. I bet you feel awesome. Yeah, you're doing great things. And then Robin, love olives are so good. Yeah, olives are a great way to break a fast and just shift what it is you're craving, and will put you in a better mindset for sure. Jody, good to have you with us. Today is my first 20-hour extended fast. So excited, and I'm doing well. Jody, so excited for you, girlfriend. 24-hour fast is great. We just ran out of my favorite break fast shake, which is what I've broken my fast with almost every day since I started fasting, and what I have been using for the past 10 years. And so I'm doing a 1 meal a day right now just because it's super convenient, because my break fast shake is gone and I would probably resort to something else to break my fast. So it's a really good opportunity for me to do some longer fasts too. So Jody, I'm right there with you. Congratulations. It's such a great feeling. And I'll be practicing some 23-hour fast this week as well. And then, like I said, my midlife mindset shift members, get ready. Next week, we'll start doing some GKI testing and some really concentrated fasting and feasting to see how that makes us look and feel. And we'll get some clues about some decisions that we're making for ourselves for sure. So super quick, live today, 30 minutes. I want to make sure that you guys understand that goal setting should not have to be something that is so grandiose that you can't simplify it and really find some good wins for yourself. This does work really well with intermittent fasting, because you set that goal of fasting long and fasting clean, and then you put those intentions in there, how you want to break your fast based on how you want to look and feel, and then all other aspects of your life can just back that up. All my email list members will be getting this download, so you can start putting your intentions down for the month of May, putting them on your phone, maybe putting them in your planner, taping them to your mirror in the bathroom so that you see them every day when you're getting ready, and you see them when you end your day and go to bed at night. Tripping over what it is we say we want for ourselves in our life is the best way to accomplish those things for sure. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I hope to see you guys on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll be discussing something else relevant to intermittent fasting and today's aging woman. Have a good rest of your day.